If you were an antonym.
An ant?
Antonym.
I
Antonym.
read this book.
Ant, for short. A word that has the opposite meaning of another word. Looking for antonyms? Watch for the big, colorful words in the example sentences. If you were an antonym, you might be early, or late, or big or small. If you were an antonym, you would be a word that means the opposite of another word. Opposite means to be completely different from something else. The room could be dark or light. I think he has opposite eyes. He has a dark eye and a light eye because he's what? What's making his eye dark?
The cat.
The dark side.
The cat stepping on it. Okay. You could be happy or sad. If you were an antonym, you could be a complete complementary. Not completely. If you were an antonym, you could be a complementary antonym. You would be all or nothing. You would either be one thing or the other. Your dad's radio is either on or off. On or off. If you flip a coin, you get either heads or tails. Most people pick heads first, don't they?
Yes, because it's the luckiest.
I don't think so. 50-50. If you were an antonym, you could be a relational antonym. You would be in a pair with your opposite. You would have no meaning without your opposite. In order to be a student, you must have a teacher. In order to be a parent, you must have a child. If you were an antonym, you could be a graded antonym. You could show how words are related. Empty and full are antonyms, but between empty and full are many possibilities. The cookie jar might be half full or nearly empty. The cookie jar might be almost full or mostly empty. If you were an antonym, you could have a prefix. A prefix is added to the beginning of a word. Adding a prefix can completely change a word's meaning. Sense becomes nonsense. Lucky becomes unlucky.
Why does have dollar stuff on it?
So it looks like she won some money here somehow, which they're calling what? Lucky. And then it blows away in the wind, and then they call it unlucky by adding a prefix. If you were an antonym, you could have a suffix. A suffix is added to the end of a word. Adding a suffix can also change a word's meaning. Hopeful becomes hopeless. Hopeful becomes hopeless. Careful becomes careless. If you were an antonym, your opposite would be a synonym. Synonyms are words that mean the same thing. Sick and ill are synonyms. They mean the same thing. Sick and ill are synonyms. They mean the same thing. Sick and well are antonyms. They mean opposite things. Sick and well are antonyms. They mean opposite things. If you were an antonym, you could be an auto-antonym. You would be a word that has two meanings that are opposite of each other. Oh, now we're getting big here, huh?
Big.
A bill can be a piece of paper money. He is holding a $20 bill.
And he's just holding like a ticket.
A bill can also be a statement saying that you owe money. He's holding the bill saying you owe $20. You would always be an opposite. Big and small. If you were an antonym. So you would always be an opposite if you were an antonym. Fact, if you want to find an antonym, look in a thesaurus. You will see the abbreviation ANT next to it. The ANT stands for antonym. You were an antonym.